works. What's going on, everybody? It's David from the 80s, and you are now entering the Cinema Chop Shop, so park your ass right there. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the like, the share, the subscribe button. Also, if you check the link below, you see a Patreon account. If you click it, you can become a member. All you got to do is try, recommend movies and music and trailers to react to, so click the link. Now, with that being said, I'm here today with a special guest. Go ahead and tell the audience who you are, good sir.
What's up, everyone? I'm Travis Bruce from the Horror Realm. You can find me on YouTube at Travis Bruce, BRUC, at Horror Realm. I do everything from horror movie reviews, To Be Tuesday. I do go to horror conventions, do walkthrough, as well as haunted houses. So there's a lot of cool stuff on there. Definitely check me out. Once again, Travis Bruce, BRUCE, at Horror Realm.
And I'll make sure to link you in the description so that they can just click it and go straight there. I found him because he made this funny ass videos about the bad things about conventions, and he talked about all the stinky people and all this other stuff. It's pretty hilarious. You guys should really check it out. That shit really made me laugh. It just so happened to be the first video I clicked on, and I was like, yeah, I gotta subscribe. This is funny. We're going to be discussing Candyman. So me and Travis had a little back and forth about Jordan Peele, right? And I was just like, we got to debate about something. We have to find something to debate about. And he's like, all right, Candyman. I'm pretty well vexed in Candyman. And he was just saying that he likes the first movie. I'm pretty sure it's just the first movie. He likes the first movie, but he says the concept behind it and some of the ideas behind it are pretty stupid. Would you like to elaborate on that, good sir?
Well, listen, I'm not saying that they're stupid, and I'm not saying that they're false. I'm just saying it's kind of fucked up that the one black horror movie character is following every fucking black stereotype you could possibly go, And
let's break it down piece by piece.
Break it down piece by piece. Okay, so Candyman was a free slave, right? He was back in slavery time. He was a free slave. He was a artist. He was wealthy. He was pretty wealthy for a black man that could be in that time. And the one woman that he decides to choose is a white woman who is.
I think he was commissioned. I don't think he chose her. I think her father commissioned him to paint her because he was a well-known painter in the area. So he painted her, and they just had like a little, as Jada Smith would say, an entanglement.
I'm gonna say he chose her to entangle with.
To bump uglies with. Gotcha.
Yeah, and back then, you know what I mean, that was a no-no. Like, I mean, that's like, suicide.
Yeah. He was willing to risk it all. What can I say?
He was willing to risk it all. And then, of course, Daddy and white friends find out, and you know what happened to Candyman, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So, but this is the part that I don't understand. So, like, he comes back and he's killing people in the ghettos in Chicago. Why is he killing poor black people? Think about it. The people who killed him were wealthy white people. Why the hell is he coming back to kill poor black people in the projects in Chicago?
Question: how many of the Candyman have you seen? Have you seen all of them or just the first one? I've seen
all of them, including the remake. The remake and the first one, the only one that sticks in my mind. The three were not great.
Yeah, because I recently rewatched the sequels not too long ago, so they're kind of fresh in my head. But all right, let's get to the first part. All right, so the inner city black thing, like on face value, I can completely see where you got that idea from. Like I completely see it, but it's more so along the lines of that. The location where he was killed, the pyre that was built in order to burn him, was at the location where the Cabrini Green projects were later raised. And I mean, it's kind of like the Poltergeist. You kind of like haunt the area in which you were died in, and it just so happened to be a low-income black project building that he ended up on. And the thing about it is the reason why he kind of stays in that project is mainly because that's where his urban legend was kind of birthed. And then also it hasn't had the chance or the ability to really kind of live outside of that project. It seems to be contained. It's like a virus in a weird way. It's contained to that building, and Helen plays a very integral part of actually trying to spread that virus per se. But I guess we'll get to that a little bit later. But what do you think about
But the other thing which I find weird also too about the original Candyman, even seeing it in the other Candymans, even the remake, is even though Candyman is terrorizing this black project in this black community, um, they almost immortalize him. Even though you see the murals of him, they celebrate him, even though he's the individual who creates terror in their community, which is pretty interesting concept.
Yeah, I mean, but it's weird too because I mean, think about it. Like it's kind of strange too, but it's believable because you got to think about it too. Like a lot of the gangsters and the drug dealers and shit in the black community, they kind of idolize. They look at them and they like, oh, I want to be like that one day. So it's not. I wouldn't say it's like too much of a surprise that they kind of idolize a somewhat bad figure. But on top of that, I completely understand what you're saying. Like I didn't even look at it like that. Like they are kind of immortalizing him, but are they immortalizing him, or do we think that they're just trying to pacify him? Because they're always bringing him the sweets and things like that, and they're trying to give him that tribute. And maybe this is a way to maybe like try to keep him at bay, and so he wouldn't be killing more people. But then you did have the dude that took on the Candyman moniker and walks around with a hook and beats people's ass in the bathroom. But that's just somebody that took on. That's just somebody that was. That just seemed like somebody that just took the moniker and was like, hey, I'm about to run with this. Like this seems like a good way to build fear and a reputation in this area is to take the Candyman moniker, something that this urban legend that everybody's terrified of, and just kind of like bring it into life.